Would you consider as part of? Would you consider it therapy?
It's funny that you said that, because when I first, started making the art, I had went through a bad time. I had got injured in work, and actually in the span of 1 year, I was in a car accident on January 1st. Then at work, I and two of my friends got caught. An elevator fell, and then I got injured on my job from typing. I was in excruciating pain for 2 years. I had to wear a neck brace, had to have surgery on my elbow. And I was very angry about it. And how I started doing the art was, I was going to be a psychologist. Had I not sidetracked into the art, I would be a psychologist now. We're not educated. Right. We haven't had any success or so forth. Yes. So it's basically to educate people about, about that notion, about the history of African American art and what African American artists do.
All right. Now, this organization, is it still up and going?
No. I actually ended the organization mainly because I wanted to focus on my career, but I'm working on another project now.
All right. Now, I know we mentioned about the flags in your art earlier. What other messages are you trying to convey in your art?
Well, I use a lot of symbolism in my art. If you see butterflies, it means transformation. And mainly because I made a transformation with myself, because I was a very angry young woman. Yeah. And actually people say, oh, you're so nice. I was actually the one that would kick your butt. A lot of people thought I wasn't, and they say they never want me. But what helped me was meeting other people, both male and female friends, that also made transformation in their life. So I believe anybody can transform. You see flowers in my work is representing the soul blooming. Eyes represent God. And if you see people in the background, and particularly in the houses, they represent the ancestors. And mainly because I went to UW Milwaukee at the time that I started doing art, and at the time I was taking a course in African religion, and they talked about how important our ancestors. And I think that we need to look back at our ancestors, and we'll become ancestors one day too. Yes. And each step we're bringing freedom. Okay. And the houses represent our spiritual houses, ourselves.
Right. Okay. So how do you balance your art and other responsibilities? Your grandkids, you mentioned them, your son, and your personal life. How do you balance that?
It's hard, but you can do it. I know when I first started, I was actually working full time, doing volunteer, and also going back to school. And what I did then, I would set up time. Now I just go ahead and do it, and I really enjoy making art. And I really don't care if I sell it or not. Right. I really like the process. It relaxes me. So I'll make time to sit down here to relax, especially in my old age.
So you're not just making it because of the money. You're making it.
I'm making it because I like to make it. If it get to the point where I feel that I'm making it for some other reason, for outside of my own enjoyment, I won't do it anymore.
Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing specializes in custom framing, printing on canvas, and selling contemporary and African American art, all housed in our 3,000 square foot art gallery. We are centrally located in Milwaukee at 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue. We recognize local artists and strive to connect local talent with the community. We're asking for your support. Contact us to find out how you can help sponsor the work we're doing to highlight local artists in our community.
Would you consider as part of? Would you consider it therapy?
It's funny that you said that, because when I first, started making the art, I had went through a bad time. I had got injured in work, and actually in the span of 1 year, I was in a car accident on January 1st. Then at work, I and two of my friends got caught. An elevator fell. And then I got injured on my job from typing. I was in excruciating pain for 2 years. I had to wear a neck brace, had to have surgery on my elbow. And I was very angry about it. And how I started doing the art was I was going to be a psychologist. Had I not sidetracked into the art, I would be a psychologist now. I did plan on doing the art, but I would have painted flowers and barns and stuff. And for one of the classes, I took an art survey class because my advisor told me I needed some humanities. And I had to write on an artist. And I remember Evelyn Terry. I used to be involved with a place called Gallery Toward the Black Aesthetics. And I interviewed her, and she told me, she remembered me, and I'm an artist. And I was thinking, you're out of your mind. I mean, that's really what I was thinking. I said, I'm not an artist. So she tried to get me to do it for 2 years. And I went to the show, I did it. And I started doing the art, and it was therapeutic. And I used to tell Evelyn it was very therapeutic. And then she would tell me, stop saying that. I don't say that anymore. But it relaxes me. I like, creating it does relax me. And I like creating stories, be it I'm doing collages, drawing, or whatever
it is. So, cultivation. How do you cultivate your audience?
I think the thing is the network. I can tell you how I actually started. Actually, people at work start buying my work. And the first piece I sold when I was sharing the studio with Evelyn and another artist, Amar, the artist Sharon Carey Harlan, brought my first piece. And when I actually took my work into a framer and got the first show. And people, when I was volunteering with 9 to 5, they would buy work too. And so basically I kept meeting people. And I also start reading, because I'm what they call a self-taught folk artist. I started reading, and there's 2 artists that really advised me too. They told me to get out of Milwaukee. That was the late Calvin Greer and the late Patrick Turner.
Really?
So I started looking elsewhere. I started going south. I joined the Folk Art Society. Actually sold some work there. And then I found out about another show called Kentuck that's in Northport, Alabama. And it was amazing because some of the top self-taught folk artists and outside artists at the time.
The Artist Connection podcast was generated from many conversations with local artists around the lack of opportunity to showcase their talent. Here at Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, we recognize our local talent and strive to connect artists with the community. Please enjoy this opportunity to hear from local artists and learn more about what inspires their work.